Is there anything you'd like to tell us that isn't on your application? Oh no, I think my application is pretty comprehensive, and so I don't have anything else I would want to add to that. During my first cycle, I wasn't prepared for this question at all. My answer during my second cycle went something like this. Yes, I would love to add that I am so excited to be interviewing with your program today because I think I would be a really great fit for your program. I know earlier in the welcome session, Dr. So-and-so mentioned that you are particularly looking for applicants who would really make the most out of all the resources available at your program, and that really resonated with me as that's who I've been my entire life. Ever since grade school, even in band, I was learning 4 different instruments and I was participating in 4 different bands at the same time by my senior year of high school. I distinctly remember my band director pulling me aside one day and asking me, Avery, like, why are you the way you are? I've never had a student like you who always wanted to learn more instruments and be more involved like that. And I remember telling him, like, I don't know, just because the opportunities are there, I want to make the most out of it. This has continued on throughout my entire life. Even this year as a research fellow in my current research position, after going unmatched, I saw another opportunity to apply for a research grant. I'd never applied for a grant before, but I wanted to always pursue more opportunities and more opportunities to grow. And so because of that, I designed my own research protocol, I applied for the grant, and just this last week I got news that it was accepted and I received $4,000 in research funding to conduct my own prospective study for the first time. So because of this, I was so excited to receive this interview invitation and to hear that you're specifically looking for applicants who would make the most out of all the resources available, because that is exactly the type of person I am. I'm so excited to potentially join your program and to really make the most out of my time there. The difference between my first and second cycle answers were night and day, but let's break it down. For this specific program, yes, the PD did mention exactly the type of applicant they're looking for in the welcome session. But I also knew this in advance of the interview because of what I mentioned in part 5 of this series. When I first received the interview invite for this program, I reached out to that program's resident to ask them a bunch of questions. And one of the questions was, what is your program specifically looking for? Even though I didn't know that they would ask this question specifically, at least then I knew the key qualities that they're looking for. This helped me prepare my answer in advance, so I knew exactly what kind of energy and message I wanted to convey without having to think of it on the spot. Thus, through my answer, I was able to vocalize the specific traits they're looking for, how I've exemplified those traits throughout my entire life, and even brought in some past experiences from high school that didn't make it into my application. In essence, this question is kind of like a free-for-all for you to kind of pick anything you want to dig really deep into. Although there are plenty of other ways to answer this question, personally, I feel like the most effective tactic is to talk about your excitement and your fit for that program. Make sure they understand that of the hundreds of other applicants vying for that same spot, you are the one who deserves to be there, and that will get you far.